So, welcome to Unmasking Mental Health with Petrolheadonism for Petrolheads here on our YouTube series. And we're here today with Liam Starr and myself, Chiro. Liam started off life as a ambassador of Petrolheadonism, then became a marshal, and now is sitting here glamming up the merch where you've got the Petrolheadonism Live hoodie on, man.
Yeah, well, I've got to rep it. What a show, what a weekend it was. Not just for yourself, for everyone. Yeah, just
it was a pinnacle for me in terms of everything that we achieved as a family, and we've got it on the amazing mugs here, La Familia, and it's part of what we've created. Really, it's a community.
100%. It's a community for everyone. Like even from I live miles away, and it reached me for me to join to become an ambassador. So you think it reached me for you not even trying to get it out to Norfolk as such. But it reached me, I joined, and as soon as I have joined, I've just felt it's just one big family. It's not just, you've got...
I know it sounds contrived to kind of say we want it to be a family, we want it to be this, but I feel very proud of the fact that you guys meet up without me as well, and there's events I can't go to.
No, exactly.
And I love when I can come along, because I like to sit at the back and watch everybody drive, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's not just that. You think, I joined as an ambassador, and I've said to a few people as well, I didn't know that there was two of us in Lynn as well. So the fact that Jack lives 5 minutes away from me, never met him before in my life until I come and done a show with you.
Yeah.
And now he's one of my best friends. I see him all the time. So it's not just a car club, it's not just that, it is a general family.
I appreciate that, and that's what Petrolheadonism is about, building a community, and as wide as the whole world is where I want to go with it, and we've got friends all over the world in terms of what I do and the relationships I've got, but also bringing that to you guys. You met Richard Rawlins, had some time with him at the event.
Exactly. I mean, I watched him on TV, and then I got to shake his hand, have a picture with him, have a drink with him, have a chat.
Bizarre, wasn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't know what my car is, but we'll work on that next year.
Cool. Liam, we're here to talk about mental health and unmasking mental health, and when we put it out in our Marshals group, you're bang straight on it, and you're one of the first people outside the organisation, as it were, of like Tacona and ourselves with Sam, of bringing this together, and I'm proud that you're here as our third guest in Ep.3. But what has made you want to be here to tell your story, and what is your story?
What's made me want to be here is I feel like since I've joined Petrolheadonism, I've kind of, I don't know what it was, what a certain thing, what event it was, or what, just something has made me look back on where I was at. Maybe look back at how I was going through a cycle where I wasn't happy. In myself, I know I wasn't happy. I went through a lot of bad experiences, and Petrolheadonism just changed it. So
I wouldn't know that about you at all, from the way you've been.
From the first time you met me, you would have never looked at me, and I remember it was at Tucked.
Right.
Me and my mate turned up. You parked us both quite next to where you was meeting and greeting everyone coming in.
Right.
We were chatting. You kind of then realised I was an ambassador, but that was it. You didn't know anything of the struggles I was going through. So, and you opened everyone with open arms, pretty much.
Wow. And a lot of things, like you've got Chris Braley, who was awarded with King of the Ambassadors.
Yeah.
He's very much he's an extension of what I do, and I think, like you found, a lot of the ambassadors are like that as well, and we've got some really, really special people in the group.
100%.
And one of the things I've wanted to do is for people to feel accepted, because we all come from very different walks of life, and we all have our own pressures, we all have our own demons, as it were, and mental health is a big thing for me, but also for everybody individually, and it's hard to actually kind of even recognise that you have an issue, let alone tackle it head on.
Yeah, well, I mean, as in the first time I met main of you guys, we done a show, Max Power Reunion.
Yeah.
That was my first show I worked.
Oh, brilliant. And when he says work, like Marshall. you
not just
work
work.
it, and I say it's a paid position because as a business, as a car show, it is there essentially to make money as an event, but also with the events we give back and bring people together. But yeah, this was your first paid marshal role at Max Power.
Yeah, first paid
Wow,
event.
what an induction.
What an induction, yeah. First time I met all the guys, and literally everyone welcomed me with like open arms. Never even knew that
So if I remember rightly, there was me greeting the cars in, and then I threw them to you to either go left or go across the main area, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I didn't even consciously keep you close, but I think that was a really important role to have. But I recognised quite early on that morning that you'd be good in that place.
Yeah, and you've done it with every event I've been at, pretty much. You've put me in a position which was 100% out of my comfort zone.
Oh, wow, okay.
Speaking to random people turning up in their cars and me saying to them, right, you're there. It was...
Oh, and one of the things you did, I know you took care of the orange zone at Petrolheadonism Live, which again was a linchpin to blue and green, and people had to drive through you to get to theirs and stuff, so that took quite a bit of being on the ball. But one of the things you did on the Sunday, which you're going to do from the beginning next year, right, was, Chiro, I've got this, it's really interesting, do you want it? It's a fire truck. Hell yes, send me that fire truck. And that fire truck and those guys sat on top of the fire truck, they were amazing. And I think
kind of did make that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those cars you sent me down that day was amazing.
Yeah, well, some of them you can look at a car, and I mean, it was only what I've sort of picked up from doing the shows. You look at a car and you can tell it's something special. And it doesn't have to be a special car. It doesn't have to be £1 million supercar.
No, absolutely not.
It can literally be... I think I sent you like a little rat rod. I think he even said he'd only just restored it from a barn. And he went right up to the front. Yeah. And he loved it. And he had a massive... He come and found me after and said, thank you, blah, blah, blah. A GTR I sent you. Yeah. I think he'd done a lot of work on it. There was a lot of trouble going on, sort of trying to get him... He wasn't happy where he was. Right. So I sent him up to you. Yeah. And he loved it. So it's more of... You just got to think of your initiative, stuff like
unreal that like I had unwittingly taken you out of your comfort zone, 100%. But in that's helped you.
Yeah.
That's amazing, because a lot of people are worried about coming out of their comfort zone, and I live most of my life outside my comfort zone, which is what's constantly pushing me. But
100% since coming and doing events with you, I have lived outside of my comfort zone, going to London for meets, driving around London, any shows we do at the Sharnbrook coming down. I mean, I only wanted to come to the Sharnbrook once to do a show.
Wow, wicked.
And I ended up, you put my car inside.
Oh yeah, we did do that. We put cars inside. That's what we do. Well, you did have underglow, and it looked pretty cool as well.
And a shopping list on the side. But it's one of them. Yeah. So it's went from only I just thought I was going to be an ambassador. I was going to be one of these people who's going to support Petrolheadonism, come to a few shows. Now I've realised, not only you didn't know anything, but you've chucked us all into roles. And we have a role within Petrolheadonism. Whenever we do an event, you think that event can 100% not go on without you. And then also the trust you put in us.
Oh, I can't do these without the team of marshals. And going into 2022, I've already got a couple new marshals that have been in touch over the last 3 months, seeing what we've done, seeing what it's meant to people to be involved. But a couple more will add on, and we'll have an even bigger team. But you guys will be like the veterans by that point, imparting your knowledge on the younger ones or the less experienced.
We're going to have apprentices, isn't we?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm going to take it back and ask you some difficult questions. Like, where or when was like your darkest moment from a mental health point of view?
From a mental health point of view, it come when me and my ex-partner now, we had a little boy. Right. And it come from the feeling of, I've now got to become a dad. I've now got to step up. I've now got to do all these things, which there's no handbook on it. There's literally absolutely no handbook. But then it was from a point of view where I was trying my hardest and getting told you can't do it. Like, you can't do it. You can't be a dad. You can't do that. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. It was the ex-partner and her family, and even some extent to my family, because I've learned now everyone has a different way of raising kids. Yeah, everyone does, and throughout, a lot of them were saying, yeah, like with one hand, they were saying, oh, I can't believe you've stepped up, you've become a dad, you're doing this, you're doing that. But on the other hand, they were saying, but you're not doing this, you're not doing that.
Oh, don't go there, because we've got 4 amazing daughters. My wife, I sometimes say to her, which handbook are you reading this out? Because what she knows to do, which comes naturally as a mother, I'm like questioning, go, why would you do that? And it's like
100%.
no, this is right, but it's right to us and our children, everything's but the amount of times that there's people on the sideline saying, oh, you haven't done that right, you didn't put the nappy on right, it's just like you've got to block that out, and it's so hard, and that can have such a detrimental effect on how you and your partner live and are affected by it as to how you move forward.
100%. And then I think it affected a lot, and then it got worse. We split up,
right,
and then I went from always having her there with me with little, and you got someone with you got someone supporting you, so then if something was going to go wrong, she would tell you you're doing something wrong, wouldn't they? And then I went to have my son alone. I panicked thinking, I can't do this. I've had so many people telling me I can't do it, so I can't look after
that
him.
is such a negative source of energy, and that really, like, if you're in a place of struggle and that just keeps feeding in, it's insidious is what I call it.
And the first weekend I had him, I had to stay at my sister's, and she's been fantastic through it. I had to be with somebody with him because I panicked. And then after that, like I have said to a few people now, I wanted to end it. I had him, I'd done it, I didn't like the feeling of being alone with him. I didn't like the feeling of thinking, am I doing this right, am I doing it wrong, all that problem. So I wanted to end it effectively.
Right.
And I dropped him off, and then I went to go do it that night. I had letters to everyone, I planned it. It'd been planned to be done. And
I'm glad you failed, by the way.
Yeah, to be fair, so am I. So am I. Being in places like this, I am glad it didn't work. Something stopped me, I don't know what.
I hope it was your son?
Yeah, pretty much it was. It was mainly, in one mind I thought, he's 1 year old, he's not going to know his dad's not going to be around. But then on the other hand, sort of more and more as I come out of it, and as I explain to people about it, they say, well, you're his dad. You know, he's always going to know you're around.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, you're never out of it. I think you've touched upon it before. You are never out of it completely.
No, you will never heal from it. You can only learn from it. You can only become a better, bigger person for yourself and develop. And
that's what I've tried to do, and especially since joining here, I've tried to step out of my comfort zone to learn new skills, to just sort of be a better person, effectively, in yourself, and then that's when you out of that cycle. If you stay in that cycle, which I knew I was staying in that cycle, I was scared of having him, I was scared of being alone, I was scared of doing this, I was scared of doing that.
So how long ago was this?
It was literally, when was Max Power?
So September?
It was September.
Wow. So, because honestly, with the positive energy you give out at an event and how you carry yourself and how we see you, we would never have known that.
No. And that's,
did you talk to people?
No, literally, I think what helped me the most is I was effectively homeless. In a week, I went from having a family, a house, all that lot, to having nothing. So I was sleeping in my car. I was just trying to get by, effectively. And then, from that first week, like, you wouldn't have known turning up to that event that I was staying in my car a week before that.
No, I would, now knowing that, I would have expected you to cancel, saying, I really can't make it, something's going on.
No.
With most people, like myself, in that situation, being depressed or in a really bad place, I'd make excuses as to why I wouldn't be able to go or something. I would have expected, now knowing that, I would have expected that. But the fact that you came along with all that going on, but I'm glad you saw the positive effect it could have on you.
A large part of me wanted to, I think I remember going to that show, I pulled over in a lay-by, literally just before the roundabout to the first entrance.
Right.
And I thought, I can't do this. No, I can't do this. Then a car come by me, a modified car come by me. And I know which car it was. I think it was a 206 pink one.
Oh, they were well early.
So
they were there
really
at 7 in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. That come by me, and I thought, I've come all this way.
So if you're watching this, Pink 206 Max Power Modified, you've saved Liam Starr, and we thank you for that.
Yeah, so, and then from that event, all the cars coming up to me, and some of the relationships I've formed just from that event itself, from the owners.
Yeah.
Like
for me, it's the most humble community. And I say humble because it doesn't matter if they're driving a £5,000 classic Fiat 500 or a £250,000 Lamborghini. Predominantly, the community is made up of petrolheads that are passionate and just have had different opportunities in life.
Yeah.
And whether you're driving a Ford Focus RS or ST, or you're driving a classic Fiat 500, essentially we all have that same passion. We just use being a petrolhead and the cars we drive as an extension of our personality. Like me, flamboyant pink Lamborghini, purple Lamborghini, pink Lamborghini. Certain lights is pink, yeah, but purple Lamborghini is like a real, and customise it is a real extension of my personality because I am that way. But so when I suffered, I went from being extrovert in my 20s, positive, just so super kind of like happy about anything, happy-go-lucky, and then going through that period of time which ended with me getting depressed and diagnosed with depression at the age 40. Like, wow, what a massive turnaround. And like literally the first 2 years of my therapy was to kind of re-find myself, get my mojo back. And I literally had that from my therapist, like, you know, you've got no mojo. Where is it? Where's your identity? And my identity had come so much of my situation rather than me and my personality that was so far removed from where I was in my 20s.
Yeah, and it's like you said, you went on that journey to find yourself.
Yeah.
And the fact that you was able to find yourself again and you are who you are today has helped, I know, at least every one of the marshals in one way.
Wow.
Like, every one of us can say we look up to you in a certain way and how you are. And even everyone you work with. Not just the marshals, it is everyone.
I'm not going to get emotional on camera, but it's so humbling to hear it. And I've always just said, if this one video can help one person hearing your story, because the reason for getting different people in the hot seat here is because everybody has a different trigger, different experience in life, and it can be a relationship breakdown or having a child. How old's your little boy now?
He's now 2.
2. Yeah. And when you're together now, how is it?
Fantastic.
Honestly, I mean, as a dad, it comes naturally. There is no handbook.
No, and I honestly cannot wait to bring him to events like that, and like sort of he can possibly then see his dad in a better way.
Yeah.
Because I know I come to an event, I'm happy. I talk to people. It's honestly not me in a day-to-day basis, or wasn't me in a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, what do you do as your main line of work?
Well, I was a detailer.
Yeah.
And I was a detailer. I've done that for large parts of my life, but I also done carpentry.
Right, okay.
And partly due to lockdown, partly due to me not even having the confidence to put myself out there even more, I stopped the detailing and went back to carpentry.
Are you happy with carpentry?
Yeah,
or would you prefer to move with detailing?
100%. I want to this year take the step back into detailing because I feel I'm the happiest when I am around cars.
Cool.
I'm happiest cleaning
make
them.
It happen.
I'm happier spending. People used to say, "How can you spend?" I used to spend 10 hours cleaning my car.
Yeah. It is clean. It is clean.
And people would say, "Why did you spend 10 hours doing that? Why did you take the seats out and hoover underneath it? Why did you do that?"
Oh, so you literally take the seats out, so you do a proper detail,
and do that.
Okay.
It's one of them where I strive to have the cleanest car because I felt it was how I can prove me.
Yeah.
I now know that's not how I can prove me, but I still like to have a clean car.
And there's the point where it becomes OCD and then it starts getting detrimental.
Yeah.
But, you know,
and
the car's not exactly clean out there, but thankfully it's going into auto finesse for a full detail.
And they will sort it out.
Liam, it's been amazing to have you on episode 3 here at the amazing Liberty Walk Cafe.
Yeah,
great location as a studio.
I know you guys said when you were in Vimwiki, it was you sat in the holy chairs.
Yeah.
For a lot of people here, the fact that it's Liberty Walk HQ,
Yeah.
and there's Liberty Walk Supra there, Liberty Walk McLaren there, and I've got an Aventador sitting behind me, is amazing. And to be here, yeah.
It's about the location and stuff. We are working towards having our own studio, but we've got a lot of friends with places like this, which they're here to be used. And like you said, the Liberty Walk Supra, the McLaren, and the guys here have got so many cars. And I'm going to tell you what my personal dream is I'm not going to buy any more cars this year.
Are you sure?
But if we do well, and if Petrolheadonism Live is the success it should be, then next winter's project will be a 280ZX Liberty Walk. Because I need that Datsun in my life.
You saw one at Finding. I remember coming to Finding,
one.
and you see that turn up, and your face lit up.
When that 240Z came in, literally he'd been building it for however many years. It was the first show he went to. He even said to him, I can't believe I made it here. He pulled in, I just grabbed the mic, put it on, I said, hello ladies and gents, this is car of the show, it's just rolled in.
Yeah, and
it was.
He didn't...
He had no idea what was happening. Well, there's him and there's Datsun Ron, who lives down on the south coast, and he came up to Tucked earlier this year. And then I think both cars were at Petrolheadonism Live.
Yeah, I've seen them both turn up. Yeah,
I love them, and I think I need JDM in my life, and
100%, yeah.
Nigel at Yakushi's constantly on my back about that. But yeah, I think we've got an amazing array of cars in my small collection, and they're eclectic. The 74 Mercedes is going to be the car of 2022 for my shows, but then I think for 2023 I want to build a Liberty Walk Datsun.
It's every car you have is just...
Do you know the best bit? I can't drive them all at the same time. So as you've seen at some of the shows,
yeah,
the marshals invariably might have to drive one.
Generally, I mean, that's the one thing what shocked me with you, where I've seen the fact you've let people drive the Aventador.
Yeah.
And I've only got a Focus, but I mean, I've only other than an MOT tester pulling it in, only you've driven it.
I drove it into the...
So, it's one of those...
You did say that to me that night. I did feel special.
Yeah, so...
And I'd never driven a Focus before either, so that was a double
Harvey's
special
still crying over that.
Yeah. But his is a Fiesta, right?
It is,
It is, in a Focus skirt.
No, but yeah, the fact that you... I think I said to Scoot, I've only been in the Aventador, I think, we went to Modified Live Snetterton, and you took me from one point in the show
we went across,
and I think we only done about 10 mile an hour, and it still felt special.
Oh, just sitting there when it's just static, it's amazing.
And I've said and I even said to Scoot about it. You went on track that day.
Yeah.
And you absolutely, it was the star of that supercar parade. Sounded amazing, and you were going for it.
Yeah, naughtily.
You're on track.
But that was great. Again, Norfolk and Suffolk Supercar Owners Club. I'm kind of an honorary member. I know Steve pretty well, who runs that club, and that was great for us to come out of our geographic zone, as it were, come up to Norfolk,
you come to my
and those guys kind of take us in. I wanted the car park with the rest of the ambassadors for the majority of the event, but then when we had that track opportunity, I thought it was great to get it out there, and obviously that car in the sunlight is just unreal.
It's something else. And to hear the exhaust you put on it, you don't hear an Aventador like that, do you?
No.
You know that.
Thank you. So, Liam, thank you very much. This is episode 3. We're done. Look forward to filming episode 4, 5 and 6 with you soon. But every 2 weeks we're dropping another Unmasking mental health awareness for this channel in the series. Please like, subscribe, hit those notification buttons, but also drop us a comment. How did this resound with you? How does it make you feel talking about it or hearing people talk about it? And, if you're in a dark place, please, it's okay to talk. Get your message out there.
100%.